Hello and welcome to The Rest is Football with Micah Richards, Alan Shearer and me, Gary Lineker. Of course, it's a Champions League week and we'll discuss the relevant matches very shortly. But firstly, I wanted to send some personal love and support to a former teammate, Stuart Pearce, who tragically lost his son, Harley, in a tractor accident. Absolutely dreadful news. We all knew Stuart, we all know Stuart, and I don't know how you deal with something like that.
Just sending love and prayers and everything else to Stuart and the family. It must be a horrific time they're going through.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, it was just shock when you saw the news. I didn't even think it was real. Seems to be happening more and more. Someone closer to you in recent times. Absolutely devastating for the family. And, send the family our condolences.
Yeah, absolutely. Stay strong, Stuart, as strong as you possibly can. Let's move on to the football. And Liverpool were trailing early in the game, weren't they, away at Frankfurt? And you thought, well, I mean, surely not 5 in a row. But they turned things round. A few notable changes to the team, Micah?
Yeah, it was the big question mark. No Mo Salah, of course. He sort of played a funny system. Because before the match, Slot basically said he wanted Wirtz a little bit more centrally. But he had Curtis Jones and Szoboszlai. So you're thinking, these are all number 8s or number 10s. How is this going to work? They're going to be so open. And it proved to be, for the first goal of Liverpool, there was all over the place. Frimpong gets injured, and it's not really got going for him. How was he going to get Isak and Ekitike in the game together? Actually did all right together, I thought. Then Isak comes off at half-time with a groin injury. Gakpo played as well. So it was an array of this attacking talent, sort of figuring out how was this going to work. But in the end, it actually did work. When they went 1-0 down, I think it was 72 years since they've lost 5 games in a row. And I was giving Jamie Carragher a bit of stick because I was on CBS with him. And he had a T-shirt ready for me if they did lose for 72 years. But that wasn't to be. After they conceded, I don't know, Frankfurt are not the best of teams. A lot of their best players have gone now. But then Liverpool found something. I don't know if it was confidence. I don't know if it was just quality of the players that they had. But in the end, they showed up, and they showed up in a big way. And Ekitike, he's the one. He is the one for Liverpool who the fans can rely on. He works his socks off, and when he gets a chance, he takes his chance. The thing I like about him, speaking to 2 strikers here now, but the way he took it across the defender, I'm thinking, you can't do anything now, defender. You touch him, it's a red card. And then has he got the composure to slot it? No pun intended. But I just feel like Liverpool, they needed that. That was a confidence booster for them. And in the end, they was by far the best team on the night.
Best performance of the season, wasn't it, for Liverpool?
Agreed.
And obviously a big talking point is Salah not playing. But whether that changes at the weekend or not, Isak, there's an issue with him going off. Said there was a bit of a tight groin. But yeah, I thought the way they responded were brilliant. I mean, they had to win the game. They couldn't go another one that they were going to be beaten in another game. But I thought they responded really, really well to going behind. And it was an impressive performance in the end, a big win for them.
It solves a little dilemma for him, doesn't it? The Isak groin injury. You can get Mo Salah back in, Ekitike down the centre. And you're right about Ekitike, Micah. Of all the signings they've made this summer, obviously a couple of them have been kind of limited in terms of their training because of injuries. Frimpong again, and Isak as well because of the nature of the move and the fact he missed pre-season. But Ekitike hit the ground running from day one.
What do you guys like about him, Gaz? What do you see?
Pace was amazing to get there. I thought you actually said it really well, Micah, with the way he knocked the ball across in front of the defender. So if the defender's even going to even attempt the tackle, he knows he's going to bring him down and he's going to get a red card. So I thought it was brilliant centre-forward play, and the way he stuck the ball away I thought was great.
He's got an all-round game, hasn't he, as a striker? I mean, he can drop deep, he can link up play. As you said, Mike, he works really hard. He likes to get behind as well. and he's a good finisher, and he's good in the air. I mean, that's a hell of a combination you've got there to start. No, it is to start with, though. Yeah. And I mean, the interesting thing is that we kind of joked, didn't we, with Isak at the Newcastle thing, when Ekitike hit the ground running, that we said that, do you actually need to bother with Isak now? And obviously you need strength in depth, and it was in jest. But at the moment, you would say that, he's not looked the slightest bit concerned about the price tag, which was also a big one. It wasn't Isak levels, but it was a big one. And he's just such a good all-round game, and his calmness in his finishing. You're quite right to bring that up the way. That's the thing you do. Whenever you go in clear of defenders and you're slightly ahead of them, if you can take it in front of them, it puts them in a desperately difficult position. They have to leave you alone, otherwise they get a red card, or they have to make a decision whether they want to take that chance or not. But I think that's been the one real plus this season. I thought Pearce showed it a bit more. He obviously got his assist at last, or a couple actually, wasn't it? So I think he showed nice touches throughout, but he needs to involve himself a bit more. I think in other games. Having said that, this was against opposition that he would be accustomed to, German football. But I don't know whether that made any kind of difference. What do you think?
They also shipped a lot of goals as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
So, if it was going to happen, then perhaps last night was it. But he's. I thought he did well. A couple of assists, and that'll do his confidence the world of good. And that's what he needs, isn't it? I think. I don't think anyone's denying he's a quality player and he will come good. He just needs the belief and the confidence, I think.
What does the manager do, though, guys? I mean, the question, like you said at the start, guys, Isak's got an injury. It helps it out now because he can play Ekitike. But what you can't have both of them and then one playing 60 minutes and one coming on for 30 minutes and then you're not having a great game. You know what it's like as strikers. You might not touch the ball for 70 minutes or in positions where you want to touch the ball. But you could get a vital chance in a vital moment and score a goal. But if you're not scoring before 60 or 70 minutes, you're looking over your shoulder thinking, Ekitike becomes... Is it now a case of, does Isak need to think about, like at Newcastle, playing on that left-hand side?
Well, Gakpo's been playing really well though, hasn't he?
Definitely not his favoured position. I mean, when I interviewed him last year, he said his much preferred position is centre forward down the middle. That's where he wants to play. So, and there's no doubt they didn't sign him as a left-sided player. They signed him as a centre forward. So
I think it's too hard. And I remember speaking to Jamie Carragher about this, and I sort of disagreed with him at the time. I think the more players you can get with the amount of games, the quality, and he said there's going to be a problem. And I didn't quite see it because I always thought there's a lot of games, people can adapt, but to get Salah, Pearce, Ekitike, and Isak and Gakpo in the start, it's impossible. So the manager's got to... I think it's been highlighted more because they lost 4 games in a row. They've still got the best start 11 in the Premier League, I believe. But getting them all in at the right times, with them being able to play at the level we all expect from them, it's proving quite difficult at the moment.
Well, that's a test of management and coaching, isn't it?
Yeah.
You go back to say, I know things were different. You used to play with 2 up top, and maybe they'll switch to 4-4-2. Although I can't see Mo playing on the right of a 4 in midfield. You go back to, say, Sir Alex Ferguson at Manchester United. Remember they had the 4 strike. He always liked 4 strikers, and you have to fight for places ultimately, and that's down to the strength of Arne Slot, what he thinks is right at the right time. Generally these days there's little knocks and injuries that might help him make his decision, as I'm sure that will happen in the weekend coming ahead with Isak getting that groin injury. So, but yeah, it's a test of his management, but I can tell you now it's a much better test than it is if you haven't got any good strikers at all.
Correct.
True.
So anyway, a welcome victory for Liverpool. Let's move on. Chelsea had it easy, didn't they? And they were helped by a sending off quite early in the game.
Yeah, that wasn't a problem for them. They breezed through it, didn't they? Chelsea, it was almost a perfect night for them. It was didn't stretch themselves too much, get ready for the weekend. 5 goals, looked very comfortable and made the most of a team that went down to 10 men. So, yeah, it was a good night for them.
Chelsea are a good side, you know.
Yeah.
You know, everyone disrespected him at the start. The amount of players, how the manager was under pressure, all those sort of things. If you actually watch them, what they do, I think they could do with another. Well, I mean, they've signed. Who's the striker from?
They've signed 158 players in the last few years.
No, they've signed Delap. They need Delap back because Pedro, and you did the analysis last week, didn't you? Well, he's a number 10. He's number 10, isn't he, Pedro? He's not a number 9. And I just feel like Chelsea, to go to the next level, they need someone who can stick the ball in the back of net at any time. And then there will be a real threat. I love the balance of the team. I love Caicedo. I love Enzo. And Enzo has changed his game completely. He was a holder, but now he gets forward at every opportunity. He takes penalties. He's one of the most, I don't want to say improved because he still bought for £100 million. But in terms of being able to adapt from one position to the other, the way he leads his team, he's a top midfielder, really top midfielder.
And the fella alongside him, Caicedo, he's a serious talent, isn't he?
Yeah, very good. Very, very good. Excellent. Yeah, there's a lot of money was shelled out to buy him, but he's a top player in the midfield. Yeah,
you're talking about them as though Chelsea kind of underdogs, but in many ways, if you look at them, they obviously just won the Club World Cup, so they have to be considered. I think that's 4 wins in a row now. They're on a rich vein of form, and they've had a lot of injuries as well, particularly at the back. So if they can sort that out, they really are. They could have a great season. I can't see them winning the Premier League quite yet, but can we rule them out though?
I'm not sure they'll have enough for the Premier League or the Champions League. I think that I think they might be a bit short defensively. Yeah, not enough for me, but I didn't think they'd win the Club World Cup either when they went into that, so who knows, but I don't think they've got enough now.
No, not for the Premier League yet, but there could be anyone on their day in the Champions League if fixtures are kind to them.
Yeah. Okay. Monaco against Spurs. Not much to go at there. It was a goalless draw. I suppose a decent point away from home for Spurs, but they were saved by an absolutely superb performance from Vicario in goal.
Well, I didn't see any of that. I just saw the highlights of that game, but I watched the highlights, seen all the views, and Vicario was supposed to be outstanding, wasn't he? And Spurs at the moment, the rope, the down, if you go to Monaco away, it's a good point, no matter which way you're looking at it. But they're just missing something. They're missing
probably, Mike, if you look at it, they've obviously, Kulusevski's been out a long time, a little bit of creativity in there. Maddison as well, obviously he's got a cruciate injury. So perhaps your two most creative players are not available for them. So, I mean, they're doing all right. They're unbeaten in the Champions League. They're sitting about halfway in there. So it's early. It's only 3 games gone. We know this big league table it changes. You win. So the home game coming up next. But I think it's been a solid start to the season. They're probably about where you would hope to be if you were Thomas Frank. Don't forget they were 17th in the league last season. So, yes, they had a lot of injuries last season, and Thomas has come in. So let's see how they go in the weeks ahead. A couple of other notes from Wednesday's game. I mean, Harry Kane scored again, didn't he, for Bayern? I don't know whether you caught his performance in their Classiker at the weekend, where he played as a 10, which he's done a couple of times now with Nicholas Jackson. Boy, oh boy, what performance he put on. I watched that game. I was at home. I mean, he was spreading it around. He was playing almost, he was not quite a 10. He was more like a quarterback. He was playing even deeper, and he was pinging balls all over the pitch. I mean, what a versatile footballer he is. And he was beating people and absolutely breathtaking performance, I thought.
You sound surprised he could do that in the 10 role.
Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised
exactly
at all. But if you that performance was amazing. Anyone see that Lennart Karl goal? 17-year-old young player. What a finish that was.
Great strike, wasn't it?
I wrote a poem for that yesterday when I was doing Champions League.
You read a poem, did you say?
Let me see. Because we have something. It's a sponsor that doesn't sponsor us, so I won't mention the sponsor. But at half time, it's called the something half time. So like it could be a goal or something or whatever. Yeah, we call it the Fuse Energy half time. Okay, here we go. Young Leonard Carl, with the poise of a sage, plays well beyond his age. With flair and fire, he lifts Bayern higher. A star lighting up the stage. And I put something else in a star lighting up the stage. He burst on the scene. He's certainly on the right page.
Did you write this?
Did he, hell? Are you joking? He's obviously had someone...
I wrote, of course I wrote that, Gaz.
You never did that yourself.
Oh, dear.
So, yes, anyway, Carl's goal. It was fantastic.
It was a brilliant goal.
Brilliant goal, yes.
Let's move on to just a brief mention. Jude Bellingham scored the only goal for Real Madrid. He's back playing again and scoring a vital, important goal. And Kylian Mbappe couldn't join Erling Haaland's scoring run of 12 games in a row, which we'll talk about when we come back. Welcome back to The Rest is Football with Alan Shearer, Poet Laureate, Micah Richards and me, Gary Lineker. Let's talk about Arsenal. A really, really good performance. You were there doing co-coms, Alan.
Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, go on.
Yeah, he was there. He didn't come and say hello at all. I seen everyone
you were there as well then?
I saw all the Amazon team, everyone come to say... And this, where was you, Alan?
I saw you. I walked past you whilst you were working. I tried to distract you, and if you had actually looked at me, I was going to put you off and chuck something at you. But you were actually working. You were actually in the middle of an interview, so that's why I just left you alone.
Okay, fair.
It wasn't doing one of his poems, was it?
Thought Arsenal, bit of a statement result that was, because they made Atlético Madrid look very average, particularly in the second half. Once they got that first goal in the second half, then it was just a matter of how many they were going to get. They were brilliant, they were.
Arsenal are the real deal.
Defensively superb, set pieces, everything about them are brilliant.
Arsenal, if it's all there for them, if they want it, if they want to grasp it, it is all there for them. I'm telling you now, what they did to Atletico, a team, okay, they're not in scintillating form, Atletico, but you know what they do. You know what they do best. In the low block, they defend well. But Arsenal made them look average. Alvarez had a few chances. Yeah. What a player he is, by the way. What a player he is.
Yeah.
But in terms of what Arsenal do, just nullifying the threat, always. As a team, they defend and attack so well.
Atletico beat Real Madrid, didn't they, 5-2 recently, which was a bit of a turn-up for the books. But by and large, they've not been brilliant this season, with the exception of that particular game. The first goal was Gabriel, and we had a little kind of mini debate on the group chat that we have about where would Gabriel rate in terms of defenders in the world at the moment, central defenders, and I think you'd have him right up there. Now, he may not be the most silky on the ball compared with one or two other perhaps playmaker type central defenders, but we're a bit old school, particularly Alan and me, but when it comes to actually defending and also threats in both ends, and he's quick as well. I mean, it's hard to think of any actually out and out better defender in world football.
Not only that though, Gaz, the partnership.
Yeah, with Saliba.
Partnership is like amazing. They were brilliant with Saliba. They understand each other. They know each other. Yeah, they just work in tandem. But yeah, I would agree. Gabriel is in both boxes, absolutely superb, and a huge strength, as we know as Arsenal, is those set pieces. And it's not only just putting the ball in. It's about having the hunger and the desire to actually move away, because you know how everyone's holding you and no one wants to let you go, grabbing your shirt, and so to get away from that and then get on the end of that, the cross coming in is brilliant thing going there. Arsenal with the set pieces, they're such a threat.
Well, they've got a song now for it, haven't they? Set piece, ole, ole.
Said that in my commentary.
Did you?
I did, yeah. I could hear them singing it, and I'd made a little laugh about it, and and then a minute later they got it, and I go, here we go, set piece again, ole, ole. And they actually scored from it. Brilliant. Big win, big statement, I think, from Arsenal.
Don't you think it's, before we move on, guys, quickly, how set pieces have come back in fashion? You remember 10, 20 years ago, managers were getting vilified for long throws and corners, and now it's become fashionable again, hasn't it?
Yeah. They'll be playing 4-4-2 again before you know it, a big lump up front and flick-ons and all that sort of stuff. The game, it goes around, and people talk about you get new inventions of tactics, but most things have been done. Most things have been done, and sometimes if they work and contribute towards a victory, they're worth bringing back. I know you've been chomping at the bit to talk about Newcastle and a really good performance and result against Jose Mourinho's Benfica. Was it frustrating doing your game and not being able to watch it?
It was, yeah, because I've got my phone there, and my phone is flashing up with everything that's going on, and all my pals who are at the match are sending messages, and I'm trying to look at my phone, and I can't look at it too much because I've got to concentrate on what's happening doing the Arsenal game. So yeah, it's very frustrating. But John said to me, some good news. He'll be pleased about this. John Champion, who's brilliant as well, brilliant commentator. He'll be pleased about this, Alan. Newcastle have scored and they're 1-0 up. So much better performance than it was at the weekend against Brighton. He changed the midfield around a little bit, left Joe Linton out, and Tonali was poorly, I think. So he brought Ramsey in and Lewis Miley, I think it was, which obviously worked. So got some decisions to make for this weekend. But 2 on the spin, 2 wins on the spin, and they're sitting. I think it's 8th. I think, is it something like that in the league? So yeah, it's been a good start for Newcastle with a home game coming next as well, I think.
I thought they played really well. I mean, Anthony Gordon, that's 4 goals in the competition so far. Yeah. He's looking good. And obviously Harvey Barnes, one of our own.
They just need to transfer that into league games now as well.
And they transform it perhaps more into away performances.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. Yeah, I mean, they've got Fulham at the weekend at home, so I would hope they would take that confidence and belief into that game and beat Fulham at St James's, but then they need to continue that in away games in the Premier League as well.
Talking about long throws, what about the long throw from Nick Pope? I know it's not that kind of long throw.
Harvey Barnes' goal.
Blimey, he threw that miles. Long levers, Micah.
Long levers.
Okay, Manchester City, Micah. I think Pep's getting it together gradually, isn't he? That's resembling more perhaps the Manchester City performances and teams of not so long ago. Different from last season. Different feel.
Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool can win the league. But if Haaland stays in this form, Man City could do it, because they're not quite at the level they were, but they're scoring goals now, and teams are not as frightened as they used to be, so they're opening up a little bit more, which is giving Haaland more space. And the form that he's in right now is just breathtaking. It's some of the goals, and I know I did it last week on Match of the Day about his movement, but his goal against Villareal, the way he was just aggressive, he's sort of fighting with him and then just runs to that near post and then looks at him like, I'm in the form of my life, you can't deal with me. Yeah. And if Man City win the league, it'll be because of Haaland this season. 12
games in a row, 22 goals, equaling Cristiano Ronaldo's record. It's not a bad effort, is it?
He's unbelievable. He's madness. It's brilliant. Sensational.
Donnarumma's made a difference as well, I think. I don't know. It's such a presence at the back, isn't he?
Yeah. He's a world-class goalkeeper.
Well, he was always going to, wasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, you've watched him, Al, did Champions League. At PSG, he was outstanding. So to get him for the amount they did, it was always going to be difficult for Trafford.
Yeah, correct.
He signed. It was going to be difficult, wasn't it? But Donnarumma is truly world-class.
It was actually the second most goals in a Champions League match day ever on Tuesday, after the final day of the league phase last year, which was the previous one. Don't forget that There's a reason for that. There's way more matches. And it's only the second season of this league system, so don't read too much into that. But the league format, I think it's... So you don't get cagey first legs like you used to get, you know, you get, I know in the group stage they're not legs, but you play home and away. And so it's I just think it's slightly different. And I've really enjoyed it. You got a 9-goal thriller, didn't you? Leverkusen, the PSG game, which was pretty nuts, 2 red cards as well. Barcelona stuck 6 past Olympiacos. Bad week for Marianakis, obviously, the Olympiacos as well as Nottingham Forest. Hat-trick for Fermin Lopez. And also a mention of friend of the pod, Marcus Rashford. Blimey, he's flying, isn't he?
What about his second goal?
Oh, what a clever finish that. The touch
And the finish, yeah. Brilliant. The touch with the outside to push it back inside. And then the finish with the look of the eyes, wasn't it? It was a brilliant goal, it was, yeah.
I know you like this phrase, Alan. He's got the most goal contributions for Barca this season with 11, which is... There's some dodgy refereeing in that game, though.
Well, it wasn't there. I mean, they're sending off.
The second yellow card. What was that? I mean, that was...
nonsense.
I think if that had been a straight red, VAR would have overturned that, because if he flicked him, he might have touched one of his whiskers.
Ridiculous it was.
But
ridiculous,
it was absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
Fermin Lopez, though, guys. Oh my God. How did they do it? The Spanish youngsters are just different level. Fermin Lopez, what a player. I've mentioned him on the pod many times, but when we mention Barcelona, it's been Rashford, it's been Pedri, it's been Rafinha, Lamine the Dream, etc., etc. But Fermin Lopez, wow, what a talent he is. I just hope he gets enough games at Barcelona because he's top. Do you remember when he said he was linked with Chelsea when we had the pod earlier on into the season?
Yeah.
And there was no chance of him going because you can't let him go. He's too good.
No, he's too good. Of all of Barcelona's starting midfielders in the Champions League, they're all 22 years old and younger. Listen to this stat. 17 of their 23-man squad are from the academy. La Masia.
Wow.
I mean, 17 out of 23, incredible. Which is incredible, isn't it? It really is. Yeah. Wow. Quite a stat. A good one to finish on. Before we go, though, I just want to tell you, we have our next fantasy football giveaway for October, and we'll be announcing the winner next week. Whoever is top of the Rest is Football Fantasy Football League at the end of this Premier League game week will receive a signed England shirt from the 3 of us and some of our guests we've had on during the Euros, the likes of Frank Lampard and Rio Ferdinand are on there. At the moment, we have Brian Alderson, who is top by just 2 points. Can he stay there and win the shirt? Good luck, Brian. There are people on your tail, including us. Actually, we're a bit further back. But we'll see you on Monday. Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me. Have a great weekend, everyone.